Happy Sunday, you guys. Glad to be with you. All right, so we have our pillows and our space. So let's start by having a seat on your pillows. So make yourself comfortable, support your hips. And I have two cushions here, so I'm really taking advantage of the support. Normally in class, I only use one, but tonight we're going to use two. If you'd like to dim your lights, you certainly can. Close your eyes. Drop your shoulders towards the center of your back. Gently draw your chin towards your chest. Let's take some breaths, breathing in through your nose, and then like you're blowing through a straw or blowing a dandelion, something very soft, through pursed lips, exhale. See if you can let all of the air out before you take another breath in. Feel yourself grounding, your shoulders dropping as you blow all the air out. And this is not something that requires a lot of aggressive effort, but rather is intentional. Visualize, if you like, that you have that dandelion or you have a candle in front of you and you're just gently directing your breath through pursed lips to blow it out. Do two more just like that. And with your last breath, as you blow that out, if you're visualizing a candle or a dandelion, this is your last breath. So let the flame go out. Let all the last little pieces of the dandelion blow away into the wind, bringing closure to the week that just occurred. Bringing space now with your next inhale for something new. Now bring your attention to a deep, deep inhale through your nose. And then a gentle exhale out your mouth. In whatever way feels natural and comforting to you. Breathe in deeply. Exhale out. Gently walk your hands to the floor in front of you. Maybe you can even keep your eyes closed. You don't need to look. Push your hips back, but let your hands forward. And just find a place where you find a stretch through your arms and then drop your head. If this is uncomfortable for you, you can adjust so that you have your hands a little bit closer to your shins. Our intention here is to feel gravity dropping your head down. Find that and then go back into your breath. And our intention here for the next little bit as we're together is to feel like you're slowly melting, slowly marinating, because things change shape slowly. Draw a deep breath in through your nose and soft breath out through your mouth. Bring your awareness to your hands, letting your head hang. Spread out all 10 fingers and find grounding through your hands into the floor. Gently press through your hands so your hips push back a little bit more, stretching through your arms. A subtle shift to bring a little bit more length through your arms, length through your back. Perhaps there's some rounding of your chest here. And you'll always find that our order is to find the physical posture first, then pause. This is the chance to set your gaze, even with your eyes closed. It's just setting an intention, and then breathe. Take a deep breath in. Gently on your exhale, walk your hands back to your thighs and turn yourself around so that you move your hips off the edge of those pillows, and we're going to lay back with the pillows supporting your back. So lay back, and ideally your neck is not strained but not completely level either. So let your chin open towards the chest, towards the ceiling, by having your neck relax on the edge of those pillows. And then take the soles of your feet together. Let your knees open towards the sides. And your choice here, you can put one hand on your heart and one hand over your belly button. Or if you feel like you're in a space where you want more receiving, take your arms out, nice soft elbows with your palms up. Just symbolic here of being willing to be open. And we're going to be here for 45 seconds or so. So adjust so that you feel comfortable. I'm looking for you to have opening through your chest, opening through your inner thighs, opening through your throat. So you have sensation, but not discomfort. And as you're here, with your inhale, let the inhale be the word I. And with your exhale, in your mind, say the word am. I am. Because you are already enough. All the things that you are, that you do, that you achieve, that you represent inside, the light that you have is already enough. Each of us so unique that we have the ability to be recognized singularly just as you. No one else like you. Inhale I, exhale am. We'll do that for about 3 more breaths. Inhale I, am. Take another deep breath in. And on your exhale, gently move your feet so that they're on the mat. Bring your knees straight up towards the ceiling, and then take your arms so they rest above your head, not straining through the shoulders, but definitely lengthening through your chest. Take a big stretch here. Your shoulders and back should still be supported on the pillows. And you may stay here if this feels like it's enough, or if you'd like a little bit more, press through your heels. Your shoulders are still supported. Just lift your hips. Keep your arms reaching above your head, palms up. Your toes are light. This is bridge pose, but sometimes we do bridge for building strength, but in this case, do this as a way to be lengthening. Think of reaching through your fingertips, drawing your shoulders down, pressing through your heels, lifting your hips. Just one more breath right here. And then use your exhale to settle all the way back down to the mat. And go back to your reclined bound angle, soles of the feet together. This time, let's all take our right hand to the belly, left hand to the middle of your chest. Allow yourself a moment to melt here into your mat. All the while, maybe your eyes are closed, and if you find this is the time when your mind starts to wander and you worry about an email or your phone or what someone else needs you to be doing, give yourself this time. Put yourself in a little bubble, like you were plugged in and this is your charging time. Bring your knees back up together. Take your right hand, reach out towards the right, and then roll over towards your right side and gently press yourself all the way up to seated. Take your time. Take both feet out in front of you. Flex your toes. If you have extra cushioning underneath your sitting bones, move that stuff out of the way. The stuff that's attached to you. Take a big breath in, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. And just let your hands lay where is comfortable for you. You may let your hands rest on the fronts of your thighs, on the fronts of your shins. You may reach for your feet. If there was a gauge here, you're at about 50%. The place where you have feeling, but it's not extraordinary effort. Allow your chin to drop, allow your eyes to close. Go into deep, deep breath in through your nose, out through your nose. Visualize that the muscles that are along the backs of your legs that connect to your knees and to the backs of your thighs, up to your hips, are softening, lengthening, yielding. And that whatever you needed to be strong for right now, you don't need to be strong and you can just surrender. Because you are already enough. If there's any space for you to soften a little bit deeper, go there now. Maybe now that we've been here a moment, your hands might reach for your feet, might reach for your heels, might reach a little deeper. Soften here. Gently and slowly, let's take about 10 seconds to bring your chest back up to neutral, walking your hands up your legs very slowly. Sit well here and bring your hands together at heart center and gently rub your hands together, creating a little friction, feeling warmth between your hands. Keep your eyes closed. And imagine that here is how you build the spark that's necessary for what's next for you. There's this tugging inside of you of what you need to do next. And here you're building up that flame. Start to rub your hands a little bit more briskly together, creating a little bit more heat between your palms. Feeling the energy between your hands. And then stop and rest your palms over your eyes. Shut out the light. Feel the heat from your hands. Gently press the heels of your hands into your eyes, covering your eyes, blocking out the light. Allowing yourself to be a little bit more clear, even without your sight. Feel the sensation of your arms being held up, your feet flexing into the air, drawing breath in through your chest and your belly. Take one more breath in, one more breath out. Gently release your hands, keep your eyes closed. Pull your right knee in towards your chest. Maybe your right foot is on the floor. If this is hard, then set your hips up on the pillow and you'll have a little bit more leverage here. Also, if you feel like your bony parts are pressing into the floor, you can elevate your hips. Then gently use your left hand for leverage, grabbing on the outside of your right knee. Maybe your right hand reaches behind your back. Take a gentle twist. Bringing your ribs close to your right thigh, gently bringing your chin toward your right shoulder. And I invite you to keep your eyes closed. Let this just be a moment where you're inside. Feel your body. Pull your right shoulder more level and back. Notice if you feel a twinge in your back or your waist and back off a little bit. Try to lift through the crown of your heads and your ribs and then twist again. One more breath here. On your exhale, come back up to center. Take your right elbow and rest it on the outside of your right knee. Take your left hand, pick up the pinky toe side of your right foot. And then bring your right shin a little closer to your chest as you sit up. And some of you are just going to stay right here. You're going to feel this a lot through the back of your right leg. Maybe rock a little bit here. Some of you might want to take this a little bit deeper, seeing if you can bring your left elbow to the sole of your right foot and bringing your hands together to make a little cradle here with your leg. If not, that's okay. Mindful that you're not collapsing through your ribs and rounding, but trying to keep a relatively flat back. Just open through this hip. Even if you don't have the full bind of your right knee in that elbow, you could just hold your knee right here and move a little bit. articulating the top of that big leg bone, the femur, in the hip joint. Good. Put your right heel on your left thigh and then gently bring your left knee bent to the floor. And you'll know when you've gone far enough for you. So you may want to start to pull your left knee a little more, or your left leg may barely be bent. Sit up tall here. This is like a seated pigeon pose. Your first attempt to open up the back of your right leg. Close your eyes and lean into the sensation. What's happening in your right hip? What's happening in your right leg? Breathe in, I am enough. One more breath. Gently take your right foot back to the floor. Stretch both feet out long. Inhale, press your chest up towards the ceiling. Take a big reach up. Interlace your fingers, press your hands up towards the sky. Really lift through your ribs, flexing your feet a lot so you're getting open through your legs. And then fold. When you get to your fold, release your hands. Let them find an anchor wherever that may be. Maybe a little deeper this time, bringing your chest towards your thighs. Couple breaths right here. Release your feet, rise all the way up. Bring your left knee in towards your chest. Again, if your hips are on the pillow, that's nice, not necessary, but can be supportive. Take your right hand, anchor the outside of your left knee. Take your left hand, reach behind you, find the floor. Your left foot presses into the floor. Press your fingers into the floor on your left hand and look your gaze over your left shoulder. And sometimes we can energetically send our gaze somewhere without having to go so far with our body. If you close your eyes, you can energetically bring your gaze over your left shoulder, but only twist as deep as right is for you. Pull your belly in and see if you can bring more of your ribs towards your left thigh. Breathe here. Finding a little softness at the end of your week. Sometimes I feel like the week is like bumper cars. We just like run into obstacles and then change directions and then run into something else and change directions and try to avoid the big poles that we're not supposed to hit. Let this be a straight, clear path where all the other things that are distractions have disappeared. It's just you, this body, this gratitude. Release your left hand, come back up to center. Take your left elbow, bring it to the outside of your left knee. Sit up tall with your chest. Take your right hand, reach for your left foot. Lift your left foot up off the ground. And notice if you start to collapse through your chest, and just be intentional about really lifting and making your neck long. You don't have to go very far here. You can rock a little bit side to side. Some of you may not enjoy the bind of your left elbow and the left knee together. That's okay. You could just take your hand and support your left knee here. And maybe that gives you a little bit more leverage. Some of you may find that you want more And you want to bring your left foot into your right elbow and make kind of like a baby in your hands here. Close your eyes, rock a little bit side to side. Breathe in, breathe out. And if you have not yet taken a moment to say thank you for this body, with all its imperfections, with the things that you want to change and the things that maybe don't serve you, cause you pain, take time now and thank your body for showing up for you today, for showing up for you yesterday, and every other day this week. It is the vehicle which you've been given to use to manifest your gifts in this life. Thank you, body. Just like we take time to have a nice car, a nice yard, or a nice house, let's share the commitment to our body that we'll take good care of this body to the best that we can. Gently release your foot. Take your left ankle on top of your right thigh. Start here and then slowly bend your right knee, putting your right foot on the floor. A seated pigeon pose. For some of you, you're going to find that you can bend that right knee a lot. Some of you, not too much. Play with what feels right so that you can be here for a few seconds. Breathe in, breathe out. Take a deep breath in. Use your exhale as your transition. Undo your right foot. Come off your pillow if you're on your seat. And keep that pillow handy and set yourself up on your hands and knees. Take your left knee back and your right knee forward. So from your hands and knees, take your right knee forward and your left knee back. And then scoot your right leg over to the right edge of your mat and start to lay your chest down towards the floor. And here's the place to grab your pillow and make a little cushion for yourself. This is half frog. So my right knee is bent and left leg extended. And a lot more attainable if you support your chest. You may want to grab both pillows and support even your forehead. If you're not already flexing your right foot out, take your toes out a little bit to the side and see if you can guide your right knee open a little bit more off the right edge of your mat. So this can be more intense in feeling, opening through your inner thigh and groin. Let this be a chance to allow yourself to melt, to recognize that we meet resistance with resistance. Physiologically, that's what the muscles do. And emotionally, that's what we do also. We meet resistance with resistance. If you can stay and be still, the muscle starts to relax and stop resisting. just as when there's a big change, like when all of us had a big change with what's happening with coronavirus. And many of us felt like that was a big change with a lot of resistance. And it takes time, and we start to adjust. Use this as an opportunity to not adjust blindly, but to adjust intentionally. One more breath here. You're on your chest with your body supported. Just bring your right knee back around. And then press your forearms onto the mat. Lift your chest, even if you're supported a little bit through the pillow. Sphinx pose. Forearms down on the mat, hands down, shoulders and chest gently lift. Breathe here. And then make your way gently back up to your hands and knees. Rock back and forth a few times. Taking a big stretch through your arms as you reach your hips back towards your heels. And opening through your chest and the front of your body as you rock back and forth. Knowing that as you move, all your joints, we're getting a little bit unstuck. I'm going to keep my pillow right where it was as I set up on the other side. So we're going to take the left knee forward, right leg back. Extend your right leg back as your left knee comes forward. And different than a pigeon, I don't have my shin crossed in front. I have this out to the side. This is half frog. So imagine this leg, kind of like that grasshopper leg in the front. Energetically drawing your left hip down. Let your head, your chest relax. Feel the sound of your breath. In through your nose, out through your nose. A couple more deep breaths here. So if you're hanging on to tension, this is not that comfortable. Take your left knee out a little bit more. Relax your right thigh towards the ground. Take another breath here. As women, we hold a lot of tension in our hips. It's an important part of our body. It's an emotional part of our body. Gently slide your left foot back. Put your forearms on the floor. Lift your chest, Sphinx pose again. Pressing your hands and your elbows into the floor as you lift your chest. Lower all the way back down. Press back up through your hands and knees. Keep your pillow handy. From your hands and knees, step your right foot forward and walk your toes over towards the left edge of your mat. We're going to take half pigeon. And in a class where we've been standing up a lot, we strive to have that pigeon be with your front leg really uniform to the front of the mat. But this is your chance to recharge. So let your knee come forward and let your right foot come a little bit underneath your left hip. And then you can relax forward. If you feel this a lot and your right hip is lifted up off the floor, put a pillow right underneath this right hip. It's a nice support no matter how much flexibility you have. So a pillow under this right glute. Gently, if you have two pillows, this is another place you could put another one right underneath your chest and your forehead. Soften to the floor. I invite you to think of what this music reminds you of, the sound of the birds. To bring into your mind a time or a place that makes you feel very grounded and peaceful. As if my hands came and laid on your back and gently guided you closer to the floor, allow yourself to soften and melt your chest just a little bit more towards the floor. If you're not already taking deep breaths, do that now. I'm going to invite you to think about now what's in store for you in this coming week. Like when you think of the week ahead, what emotion does it invoke in you? And what instead do you want to be manifesting this week? If you can choose, how do you choose to show up in the week ahead? We're going to gently switch sides. Bring yourself back up. Find your way where your right knee comes back underneath your body. Start to slide your right foot back. I find it's easier if I step my foot forward on the left first, then walk that foot across. So drop your left knee to your left wrist. It's okay to bring your right heel a little bit more underneath. Your left heel underneath your right glute. And then your left hip is lifted, so put a pillow underneath the left hip. Maybe you have another one for your chest. Fold. Soften here, breathe. What would happen if this week you dropped some of your expectations of others and increased the expectation of yourself that you were going to spend more time doing something that made you feel happy and grounded? Maybe that is, or maybe that isn't possible, but just what would happen if you gave 10% more effort to you and took that 10% away from the expectations from something outside of you. If you're holding tension in your shoulders or your jaw, open your elbows a little bit. Allow your chest to settle more towards the floor. Allow your head to relax. Inhale, say to yourself, I. Exhale, am. If you like the sound of these words, then in yoga, the Sanskrit for that is so, hum. It's nice to have that vowel and consonant combination. Inhale, so. Exhale, hum. Implying you are already enough. One more breath here. Put your hands on the mat, lift your chest. Drop back onto your left hip. Take your pillow with you. And I invite you to take one pillow and put it underneath your knees for support. Second, take it with you to support your back and your neck as you lay down. Support your shoulders, your neck and head. Support the backs of your thighs and the backs of your knees if you can. Take your arms out to the side, palms up. Let your ankles relax. Let your knees open as feels comfortable for you. Close your eyes. Draw a deep, slow breath in through your nose. Gently again, out through your nose. Whatever you need to leave behind tonight, let it go with each breath. Leave it here on the mat. Allow yourself to totally soften and melt into the mat. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Circle your wrists. Bend your knees, bring your feet back to the floor. Even if you have the pillow there, you could sway your knees bent side to side. Take a moment, gently hug your knees toward your chest. Move the pillow that was under your knees out of the way. Put your feet on the floor. Roll over onto your right side. Pause for a moment, supporting your head on your arm. Keep your eyes closed. Again, having gratitude for this moment with your body as you push yourself back up to a seat. Take a moment, bring your hands together at heart center. With your eyes closed. offer you to end your practice and end your week with a moment that is a prayer or an intention of gratitude. What do you have to be thankful for from this past week? The light in me honors the light in each of you. Namaste.
Namaste.